Okay, good. I think that's a great idea. I think some of those links that I sent you earlier, just in case we don't get to fully working on the homepage, there's a lot of materials out there about how to create a good kind of a good landing page and really a good call to action for donations.
Okay.
You know, just having some compelling text and a very clear, like telling people, here's what we want you to do here, and you know, especially if it's donate, saying here's why. So I am going to create a new page here. I'm gonna, oops, can't see that. Gotta move my image here. Web browser, and then so we have this directory, but you don't want it to look anything like this.
No, no, yeah. And what we're doing here with this now is just simply, it's a plugin. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, so let's say, you know, let's just imagine we're going to have some kind of little, you know, there's going to be something at the top that's going to be some navigation, maybe a logo or something. So just kind of block out a little space for that. And then let's start thinking about, so tell me a story about somebody who has found their way to this business directory. What are they, you know, what do you think they want to know first? Is it businesses near me? Is it businesses of a specific type? Maybe I want to go to a restaurant, you know, I go on a date this weekend and I want to go support a minority business, or am I looking for a supplier for something, or is it kind of multiple? You know, you mentioned that there's the larger business owners that have to do that, you know, into their supply chain versus maybe somebody who just wants to support a business in their neighborhood or something.
They're typically going to be looking by category. So if it's someone who's going to be here this weekend and they want food, they're going to look for restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And in looking for that restaurant, they are obviously going to want to look, how close are they to me kind of thing. So, yeah.
And do you think that there are, say, a limited number of kind of what we might call like primary use cases? So I imagine there's lots of different types of businesses, but do you think that there might be anywhere between 2 and 5 that most people would look for? So, you know, you mentioned restaurant for one, for example. Is that
Yeah,
a
they're going to
top?
look, restaurant is a good one, but contractors, the majority companies are going to be looking for contractors or professional services.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for the guys who can, you know, help as subcontractors on projects and stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And within those contractors, there's going to be kind of multiple subcategories, I can imagine.
Yes,
Okay, okay.
yes, yes.
Do you think, you know, I'm just thinking kind of from a design perspective, do you think that those are the two main use cases, and are there other ones, or would you say it's 95% of the time going to be one of those two, or
Well,
100% of the time?
there's going to be other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are going to be other ones because I've found myself trying to use my directory to find just, I'm like, I'm looking for a printer. Where are they at? You know, and
Mm-hmm.
but there's only like one or two printers, so obviously not a whole lot of people are going to be looking for that. And so
Mm-hmm.
I found myself wanting to look for painters. Those contractors are really big, because you want to
Mm-hmm.
find someone who can who can do the grass, someone who can paint,
Oh
paint the
yeah.
house. Those guys you can get
Mm-hmm.
business to all the time. Pest control types. Um,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and I say professional services, because a lot of people want to know, I want to get my hair done while I'm in town. Where can I
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
go? You know, where can I go do that? And a lot of people want to buy gifts and products when they are visiting in town that may want to use the directory. And it's like, okay, so where are the little shops at? I can go look for things that might have a cultural flair to them.
I can picture exactly what you're saying. All right, let's try this and see where it goes. I'm gonna say we're just having maybe 2 categories for now, and because we can kind of design how that might look, and then if we need to add them, does that work for you?
That's good.
So what I'm picturing here is tell me if this makes sense to you, is you drilled into a category, and then what you're going to want to do is do another filtering from there. So I'm picturing kind of a maybe a side-by-side thing where you've got your one. So you've drilled down. So right now I'm in the business directory. I want to look at restaurants, and then I want to look at different types of restaurants, or maybe I even want to filter by some other things like location.
By food, yeah, location and types of food. Typically, it's like I'm feeling seafood tonight, right?
Yeah, I think that it seems to be that's maybe kind of the most common one.
Yeah, we're down here on the Gulf Coast.
All right,
So.
why don't you tell me some things that are popular down there?
Oh, seafood is, I mean, it's a big one.
Okay.
See, probably the hottest topic is seafood, barbecue. Yeah.
Let's do one more just for fun.
And a lot of people are into healthy stuff, so they want where can I eat healthy? Salads and stuff like that.
Ooh, some healthy choices. Are you saying seafood and barbecue aren't healthy?
and then a lot of people come way deep in the South like this for some good old soul food.
All right. All right, good. Let's do that. So and then I'm trying to think about, I'm picturing what a website like a Yelp or some other sites where you're looking for food might look like. So, say I choose one of these, and so you have let's see if we put location at the top, because maybe that will maybe people will want to do that first, or or optionally as part of something.
Oh yeah, because if it's too far, they're not going to go.
So let's do like a kind of a drop down here, and then yeah, there's a couple of different ways to do this, but let's just do this, and we'll say like 5, 10, 20, and then that will be miles, something like that. It's just kind of a placeholder that we're going to have some kind of location filter here. Maybe it's kind of set. There's going to be a few other things here that they can look for, and then I'll kind of quickly whip up a little kind of a sample. Maybe even might look a little bit like a table where we've got business name, kind of the specialty, say description, location, etc. I don't know. And then they've got this, and then they've got kind of a list here. Space these out a little bit more. So I feel like we can refine it a little bit, but I feel like this is already a little bit of progress compared to this directory where where it's like I really need to one of the kind of user interface or user experience mistakes that a lot of places make is that kind of the user's experience is really like what it looks like to the computer. You know, there's some database somewhere and it's got all these things in different categories, and someone's like, well, you know, I'm hungry. I'm not looking for, you know, I don't have to look for asbestos removal and then find different types of, you know, so it's kind of like, you know, try to frame it in the way that the user approaches it. You know, that
Mm-hmm.
you know, we know that, you know, glass repair and you know, asbestos removal, there are different types of services, so maybe you can group those together or whatever. So just try to frame this more from the point of view of the person approaching this. So what else what do you think so far, and what do you see here that
That's a lot. That's a big improvement from what we got, to be
Mhm.
honest. Um, yeah, and so yeah, definitely. So when you would click on that business and that business that you've selected, it would pop out. Yeah, I'm seeing this. Hmm.
Good. I mean, you know, this is something that the idea here is that this is something that you can kind of show to a programmer or something and
Hmm.
say, hey, I want it to look like this. And then they, you know, they know how the database works and they can kind of show you, okay, I'm going to pull out the categories here and I'm going to, you know, put all the details here and do some kind of location filtering or something else like that.
Right, right, right. Now this is good. This is a much better user experience, to be honest.
Mm-hmm,
Uh,
mm-hmm.
because the user, as you say, doesn't have to be all that junk thrown in their face and that they're not really interested in.
Yeah. We kind of want
Yeah.
to do some of that work for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all right. Would you like to kind of dive into this a little bit deeper, or would you like to maybe
Yeah.
try something
No,
else?
no. Let's go a little bit deeper here.
Okay. All right. Um, so what else would make this kind of really, how can we make this really useful? Do we want to, well, I guess let's think about this idea of that maybe, well, here's a proposal, this idea of kind of this premium experience, or if somebody gets their own page.
Hmm.
Um, what does that look like?
Okay. So that own page is going to look like it's going to have all of their data on it, with all their links clickable, you know, and their social media threads and all that, all clickable from here. And it's going to have like a gallery so you get a sense of being at that business.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And um so pictures are going to be key,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
so that I get a little bit of it, almost as if without clicking on and going to all those different links they got everywhere, that there's a little self-contained little page that's going to pop out with, you know, the most important info.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, great. Yeah, so let's say, for example, that I'm just gonna, one, two, three, so, you know, let's say we have this directory here, and some of these businesses who have paid for their own page, either it's here or actually, you know what? Actually, no, a better idea, I think, instead of this business link is uh, um, some of the businesses that have um, paid for that, you know, so we have uh, restaurant one, kind of boring name, but then we have, so let's say restaurant two has paid for that page, they get a link that you can click on, whereas the other ones, it's just maybe a list. You know, you can just look at it, but there's no pictures, there's no, you know, nothing else.
Right. No, yeah, well, say restaurant one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got the list, but you can, when you click on them, you're gonna just, it's just gonna pop out that very basic information
Mm-hmm.
that you've seen it linearly, but it's going to now pop it out in some kind of a pretty little box. Still same stuff, but just looks more attractive.
Okay.
A-
Um,
And then
and that,
if I click the one that's got the link on
mm-hmm.
it, what it's gonna pop out is that real nice, pretty exploded page with
Mm,
pictures, just almost as if I'm there without really being there. With the pertinent information, of course. It'll have things more than just my location and my phone number. It's gonna have all my social media threads. It's gonna have any certifications that I may have. Almost a mini little uh, page.
mm-hmm. All right, so let's see what that might look like. So, okay, so I think a good practice would be to, if they click on this, well, what do you think? What do you think would be better? Some kind of like pop-up that appears on top of the screen, or they get, kind of takes them to another page and they get, so you can kind of take up a little bit more
Yeah,
space.
I think take him to another page, but I mean it's just a little pop-up really, but
Mm-hmm,
I wouldn't want it popping up and this one popping up and this one not popping up. But I think they should do the same thing. But
got it. Okay. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay. So we'll, give them only two, and then let's kind of duplicate this one, and then I'm gonna get rid of this and maybe throw in these breadcrumbs. So we'll say this is restaurants, and then this is just the second restaurant here. Maybe make this, and then actually no, this would be nice if they have their own page, basically like. So the first thing you see is the name of the restaurant. So maybe we'll put this in so somebody can get back to where they came from.
Yeah, yeah,
They
I
get
like
their own
that.
page, and then um, this is great because so many restaurant websites are so bad, and it's because they're all doing it on their own. So if you give them some template, and you're just like, you make it look pretty good, and you just say put your pictures here, put your text here, put your social media information here, then they don't have to create their own website. They can basically just send you the information, and then they can send their link to you, and they can put that on their social media page. Here's my restaurant link, and not only that, but it's part of this directory. It drives people to your site, um, etc. Let's see. Um, they have their own website. Let's do this. So what do you? So you want to get some nice pictures here. Do you have ideas for this, or you just want
Yeah,
something?
no, yeah, I'm thinking that, of course we're gonna, it's like a capability statement. So we've got the, obviously instead of that linear format, we've got the name,
Mm-hmm,
the location, and a little bit about description of, kind of what goes on here.
mm-hmm,
And then the just a little synopsis there. And then we have the gallery, a picture's worth 1,000 words of like,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
um, you know, foods they serve and, highlights, just they can have up to like 5 or 6 pictures, that kind of thing.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
then, there any certifications that they may have, because that's what those majority companies going to be looking for. They want people that have spent the time to get a certification. Um,
Mm-hmm. That's great, and that's something that's going to be kind of unique to this. So that's a good thing to put in.
mhm.
Um, yeah, and are there's different types of certifications?
Oh yeah, it's about 5 or 6 different ones. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So that might be nice. Someone comes to this and they say, "Well, I'm only looking for ones that have these certifications," or "I really want to support ones that have these," or something like this.
Right,
Um,
right.
I'm just gonna kind of, I don't know, whatever, something. So I
And
got
I'm
some
and I'm
pictures.
thinking I'm thinking not in this round, but in maybe another round, what we do, not with you, but I mean, I'm thinking that we at some point have a little review thing because people are, wanting to know, has anybody ever used this business before?
Or at least a rating, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Um, whoops. So star here. Something like that. Yeah, location, get your rating. And so how is this different from the one that kind of the free listing version?
Okay, the free listing version, they're going to get the just their the contact info, the what else did we have? We had the location, the name of the business, of course, the location, um, the some social media, the email,
Oh,
the social media links, but not where you can just leave the page. It'll just be listed.
so will they get their own page like this, or maybe not?
They'll get their. I think they get a little pop up. That kind of. I don't want them to be like feeling bad.
Right. Okay. Right.
I want them
Right.
to get their little page, but it's just plain vanilla. It's not gonna.
Right. Right. They get something.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that
Mm-hmm.
banana cream pie or anything.
Yes, I gotcha. Let me just do a few more things here so I remember what all the things that we had here. And then we got our something like that. Go back up here.
And I think we do want to put their certifications on there, but that's it. I mean, they're not gonna get gallery and all that kind of stuff. They're not gonna get um, uh, the rating. Well, yeah, they're not gonna get ratings because ratings require additional labor, and I think people need to pay for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can think about kind of what are the specific things that somebody would get with that, free one versus the paid one. But that's going to make it really easy for these people that you get I mean, it's a great way to attract people to their business. So
Right, exactly. And I think it gives a lot of credibility to Vivian's Door, and that there's a place that people can go to find them, and it's not like, God, you got to hunt and who knows so and so and who knows so and so. It's not hidden, so we kind of pop it out of the bag and give it exposure.
yeah.
I think it's relevant information, and people just haven't done it yet.
All right, so we have about 10 minutes left. What else would you like to do?
I don't know what else did we have back up at that little directory. Maybe not directory. Our at our menu. What did we have at my? Let me ask you. That all speaks for itself. On the you gave me some stuff on donate already, though, right?
I give you some links, but we could talk about it a little bit.
Okay, yeah, look, that one's key to me too, because none of this really happens without without
Without the donations. Yep. It's all about Money makes things go.
Yeah, y'all gotta help us get it done. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Um, so let's use this big area here to, you want people to donate, but you probably also want people who are, say, here for the first time to know about the directory too. I think that this learn more here, these are kind of your two call to actions. I
Uh-huh.
think this is not, this could be improved. So, be very specific about, because they made their way here. You want them to know right away. You don't want them to have to do another click to figure out what it's about, so
Oh, got you.
helping to locate and support minority businesses. Hey, that's great. I want to do that, but now I got to learn more. Now I got to read about what you do. Like what, you got to really sell this, why should I keep clicking? Why should I stay here? I mean, what is your kind of value proposition? By donating, you will help, some of the ones like, they say, donate $20 and help feed 15 people, for some other charity or something like that,
Hmm.
donate to keep minority businesses like these ones going, or have some kind of personal stories about real people. Let's take a look at this one. It's kind of maybe it's kind of very clear. You're empowering young mothers. Individual donations will be matched one for one from this. Donate, here, and then kind of a very clear one line, kind of more of a mission statement. Uh, this is pretty specific, but maybe it could really be a little bit stronger, a little like stronger and more specific, maybe. I
Okay.
mean, I guess you have the locate and you have support. Um, I'm just wondering, like, how can I really, like, I'm here for the first time. Somebody sent me the link. I don't really know what it is, like, and I'm busy or whatever. How
Right.
can you really this really come across, in just the few seconds that I when I first land here, that gets me really
Okay.
excited about this.
Okay. Okay.
And that's kind of, it's really more of like a marketing thing. But what I've found just by watching some of these other videos and is that, especially if you're going to ask for somebody for money, just the images you use, the wording, these kind of call to action buttons,
Mm-hmm.
that they should be very specific.
Okay.
And maybe I like this kind of this pink here. That's a big, very clickable. Maybe move that up more, and maybe even have, because it's not just donations you want, it's the directory. So maybe I would say maybe have two buttons, one for the donate or learn more about, almost like learn what your donation is used for or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm more
Mm-hmm.
likely to click on that, because if you just say donate, it's like, well, you haven't really told me why I should yet. So it's kind of like learn what you get for your donation or what you provide for your donations. And then maybe a second one that's kind of like, get your business listed, minority business owner, question mark, get your business listed here in order to, uh, so people can easily find you or something like that. Um,
Mm-hmm. Got it.
um, let's see, how can we, so in having having a button that just says, I want to give money, the button is learn how your donation will be used. And that's kind of taken to that's taken to the page with a big donate button or something like that.
Yeah, I got you. Uh-huh.
Right. Uh, I don't know if the wording is quite right on that, but something like that. And maybe even just have this kind of split down the middle a little bit.
So there's some separation. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to do this too much, but if you have two very clear kind of use cases,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then you can, you could have a little bit of text about, um, why, you know, why they should do it, or describe kind of these two main things.
Mm.
You know, you can kind of word a little bit better, or you know, or you know, you can do something that makes it sound really impressive. You know, the only you know, or the, you know, the best or something, the, not premiere, but something like that. I don't say the only. um, it's not good wording, but it's kind of like, you want, you know, you're saying that, you were telling me that there's nothing else out there like this. So, you know,
Right,
that should
right,
really come across, that this is not just a directory, this is the directory. You know,
right.
this is it. This is the, it's Yelp, but it's only for minority owned businesses. So if you're, you know, so, you know, somebody could be like, well, great, it's useful to me, because I want to look for restaurants, but hey, I'm also, you know, supporting minority owned businesses. Or, you know, you could have maybe a smaller button that's kind of like, you know, view the directory, you know, and again, these wordings are not so great, but, you know, and I'm not a marketing expert, but just in some of the things that
But I'm
I,
getting, I'm getting the picture.
So I see this and I don't even know really what it's about, but hey, my own businesses, oh, I want to see how I can help my community or whatever, you know, and then,
Yeah.
oh, you know, it's kind of like, these are the things, these are two big things that I want to do. And then here's kind of our secondary one that's also useful. You know, maybe you can
Hmm.
make that a little bit bigger, or, you know, it's kind of like really targeted on, and that's why I spent so much time in the beginning talking about, you know, who is it that's coming to the site? What is it that they want to do, and what is it that you want them to do, and how can we really make that easy for them? So,
Right. Yeah,
um,
I like it. I didn't know what to expect, but this was right. It made me think. It really did. Yeah.
yeah,
And
I
not
always,
just talk about what I want this to do, but really think about what I want this to do, and the people that, you know, who would be using it, what are they thinking? Yeah.
yeah, it's so much about in the way you think, the way of thinking, and and asking the right questions. And it's like,
Mhm.
you ask the right questions and then you get those answers, and everything else is kind of easy from there. So
No, I've totally enjoyed it. I have.
good. Well, this is such a great organization, and I feel like it's really smart too. You know, that what, you know, you're really providing a service to the community, and providing, you know, providing value, to these businesses, and looking for people who want to work with the businesses. So I hope this is helpful.
It was very, I'm so thankful to what do you call it, Balsamiq?
Balsamiq, you know,
Balsamiq.
however you pronounce it.
I'm so thankful to Balsamiq for allowing us to have a free platform here to use to do our wireframing, and I'm even more thankful that they gave us somebody who who helped us learn how to think how we need to think.
Yeah, my pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will send you some links after this, and I will send you access to this project, so you can have it as well.
Oh,
And then I'll
thank you
send you
so
an update
much.
when, yeah, so I'll be sending you an email soon.
Okay, great. Thanks.
All right,
All
thank you.
right. Bye bye
Great to
now.
talk to you. Yep,
Uh-huh.
bye.
Mm.